Good day.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. Got up. It's the weekend today that we're recording. I got up and got off the computer within a couple hours. We walked the dogs early. I worked out, did yoga, feeling great.
Crazy.
I don't know if topping it off with, French toast and a brownie for breakfast was good.
You had a brownie for breakfast, did you?
I did. Half a piece of French toast and a brownie.
That's it. That's the perfect weekend right there.
Yeah, it's good. And now we're doing this and we'll still maybe
So much time for chores. It'll be amazing.
I did my chores on Friday,
Yeah.
so I can just
I did my indoor chores.
read the rest of the day.
And I got blue tasks I got to take care of before the limo service starts up, the car service.
Well, yeah, I'll do work once you guys are gone later.
Oh, really? That's odd.
I don't usually do work later in the day.
Yeah, that's true, actually. You're a bit tired by then.
I'll do podcast stuff, like editing and stuff, but
Yeah.
I actually have
Presentations. Lots of presentations. Many presentations.
stuff to do, yeah.
Did I make you feel anxious just by saying that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Especially because the requirements now, with the accessibility, I have 1,000 slides, so I don't think people understand.
Hey, look, my anxiety went up too.
Yeah. They think, 20 slides would be easy to make. I mean, a lot of the accessibility, whatever, I have to put alt text on all of the pictures. Sure, I can do that. There's 1,500 pictures. I can do it. Captions on all my videos, that's a bit trickier because I'm probably gonna have to pay.
AI, man. You got to use AI.
Yeah, but then you got to pay.
No, there's always a way.
So I can do that. Actually, I don't know how, but I will figure it out.
There's a new thing you can use called Google, and it'll tell you a lot of that.
Okay. I know on my Wondershare, if I edit videos, I can add AI transcriptions, but it's 4 credits for every minute or something.
Do you know a lot of people are using ChatGPT as their search engine now?
Oh, really?
Yeah. The spike in use of it has climbed considerably.
Doesn't Google have essentially their own AI for that kind of
Oh,
stuff?
yeah. All of it's got it plugged in, but people are using the actual AI platforms instead.
Hmm.
Find me this, and then it'll give you options.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is kind of on topic today. It's a very, unbeknownst to you, that was a very good intro.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I read an article the other day, which just struck me as kind of funny. And I'll preface this with, this could just be a garbage article for clickbait, but it really kind of got me thinking a little bit about the future of relationships. And so the article's premise was, I got divorced and it's ChatGPT's fault.
Okay.
So essentially, he and his wife, normal marriage, everything's going, I guess, okay. His wife started to use it more, if their kid would come to them with a problem and she would know how to answer it. So she would type it into ChatGPT and take whatever that answer was and use that to respond to their kid or guide what they were doing. But then he realized she was starting to put things about their relationship that she was feeling into ChatGPT and was then using it as a means to confront him or present him with what she was thinking. And the problem with that is a lot of these AI models will conform to the input by the user. So they create not necessarily, they're not as unbiased as people would think. So yeah, it got to the point, he said, over the course of 8 weeks, we went from being married and just kind of moving along, dealing with issues, to fully divorced. We were done. We were separated. We were gone. Wow. And it was all because the author, and again, could be clickbait, says it was because she just got so focused on using it for everything. And so the what made me kind of take a step back was, we've talked a lot about screens. We talk about it all the time. We've sort of kind of talked about AI, but with the growth of it and with the omnipresent kind of feeling of it in everything, what are the potential challenges, or how can people potentially either create a healthy balance with it or make sure it doesn't impact the relationships. So I guess it's from twofold. How do you make sure that you're not using technology to the point where it's potentially affecting your relationship with your kids or your spouse?
And it's not even relationships, it's also your mental and physical health.
Yes.
And that's the one of the big ones. So maybe I'll start there and go into the relationship piece. Oh man, this is so big and so wide and so deep. So
Yes.
I
didn't think I had a topic, and I do, and it's huge.
yeah, there's so much. Like I don't even know if we can cover it all. Okay, so I'm just because we're 50 now. Gosh,
We're not.
dang.
No, we're not.
Okay, well, we're pushing 50. We're almost 50.
I've been pushing 50 for 20 years. Don't worry about it.
Maybe 50 in a year.
No, I'm 48 right now.
Okay.
I
You're gonna be 49 in a few months.
but here's the thing.
So a year and a few months, you're gonna be 50.
No, I am 48, which gives me 2 years until 50. Once I turn 49, I have 1 year until 50. There's no one and a bit. I am 2 years away from being 50 until I turn 49.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to months
Okay. Okay.
at all.
Okay.
You're 3 years away. See how great that feels?
Okay, sure. So anyways, I am really wanting to avoid dementia. This is my biggest.
This is a big topic.
This is my big thing because my memory is just getting worse all the time. I don't know if it's long COVID. I don't know if it's early Alzheimer's.
Yeah, like you forgot the word blocks today on our walk.
Blocks?
Yeah, you were trying to finish the sentence with the word blocks.
Why would I?
I don't know. You say a lot of things. Dementia.
I know. I don't remember anything. Like, and I've got huge black holes of my life. It's unbelievable. I'm like, we've never been here before. Yeah, we have, right? But and I can watch movies and never know that I actually watched the movie before.
Yeah. Not
even an inkling of familiarity. So anyways, I'm on this thing with dementia. But we are seeing such a major rise in it. And there's a few different things, but one of the things is our reliance on technology. And so right away, relationship aside, we need to be not so like everything is guided, even just GPS.
Mhm.
We're not using our own problem solving mental capacity to figure it out, to read a map. Remember, you made fun of me of having my map. I want to go back to my paper maps because
That's fine. But your paper map has to be closer than 10 years to the date we currently live in, because the one you had didn't even have sections of the city.
I know that's true. That's true.
So
That is true.
cool, but keep it up to date.
Okay. I don't even know if they make maps.
Yeah, I don't know if they do anymore.
Yeah, but we rely, right, on GPS. Even places that we know, like we'll just throw it in or whatever. So, those kinds of things, we are just kind of getting mentally lazy. Relationship wise, I mean, kids just don't know, like even emotional well-being and emotional literacy is so disrupted, impaired because they're using emojis. They're not using, if you don't have the words to express yourself, you don't have the emotional literacy to be able to regulate your emotions effectively, right? And so it's just emojis, not even words.
Yeah.
And they're communicating in acronyms, BRB, LOL, whatever. Like, I don't even know them all, right? And so they're losing the ability to be able to communicate themselves and then empathy because they're behind a screen. So they're not there in real time life. I see it all the time, like emails, people's responses to emails, or I'm not even responding to emails if I get a whiff of it was just ChatGPT. And I do for this. Oh, I don't know. I loved your podcast. It really showcases all of the nuances of blah, 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 blah. And it's like 4 paragraphs long. I'm like, nobody talks like that.
Yeah.
Nobody, 10 years ago, it would have been 4 lines, not 4 paragraphs.
I came across your podcast. Really cool. Would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. So I just delete. But even in my students, there's not a genuine interaction. So it's an online university. And so there's online discussion forums where you post. It's not even genuine engagement. It's just this sort of stock pat anything. And then I engage them deeper and they're like, oh, right. They're just taken aback or just giving me another chat response. So I can feel there's not the connection, even there. It shifted so much, and
It
people just aren't.
it's shifted a lot too. Sorry to cut you off. It's shifted a lot too because there's now a massive amount of like you talk about the relationship, the emotional piece. It's infiltrating the creative process as well, right? The
Mhm.
rise of AI art, the rise of AI bans on Spotify and stuff like that. Like streaming services are struggling because they can't keep up with the amount of fake or AI generated content on the creative platform. So you have to think all of these things are coming from a shared collective. Over time, that shared collective database is going to be so prominently filled with AI generated content. It's going to skew what is coming out of those models. So without the continual evolution of communication, of art, of emotional, of relationship building, that one-to-one piece, it's going to continue to skew the output to the point where you're right. It's not an accurate reflection of real anything, right? I love AI. I think AI is amazing, but I only use it for a couple of things, right? I think it's amazing to try and make tedious tasks better. I don't think it's good for the creative process or the thought process. And you, I think, mentioned a long time ago that there was an article that was showing that the use of it was actually diminishing brain power in some way. Like there was actual studies showing that people that used it to generate content or letters were actually losing the ability to do it in their own brain because they weren't keeping that muscle going, right?
Mhm.
And that you have to think about that.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. So how do you do that? How do you continue to make sure that your kids understand? Well, I think it opens up even more, right? Because how do they recognize it, first and foremost? How do you prepare them to interact with it in a meaningful way that doesn't limit their ability to build relationships? And how do you not fall for it yourself, right?
Mhm. Well, and this is why, like, this could be a five-part piece if we go into each of the different domains. You did ask about
Yeah,
relationships, and so maybe we'd focus
stick on that.
there but I tell you, it is affecting critical thinking and learning and our health and like psychological growth, cognitive development. Like, there's so many things. Emotional regulate, like, but if we focus on the relationship piece, I mean, nothing. We just, for our kids, we got to get them off screens. I mean,
Yeah,
we've talked about that all the time. They aren't, and it drives me nuts. These parents, and I'm sorry if you're one of these parents who say, well, they only have friends online. It's the only place they can self-regulate. Well, that's a problem.
yeah,
That's a problem. It's not real connection.
yeah,
We have research. The more connected we are, the more disconnected we are. We need face-to-face interactions with people. We need them. Like, I would love to even get rid of texting. Like, let's pick up the phone and have phone conversations,
yeah,
right? It's different if it's like BRB, right? Like 5 minutes ETA, whatever. Cool. But hey, how's it going? Let's
yeah.
check in. I think those types of things. So I don't know, with this, was she writing with this article? Was it giving her like points to talk about in a conversation? Was she
Yeah,
sending
the
emails?
examples he cited was she would put what she was thinking in and ask for validation and what she should do. And so the model was spitting out what she wanted to hear. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
your husband is absolutely not listening to you. He's doing these things. And so she would go and confront him. And the problem that he was citing is like, I had no idea that we were having these conversations. Like she was having conversations about me with this third party that was solely validating her response. And then she would come to me. So what it was doing was it was removing his ability to have a conversation to understand. She had already made the decision, right? So when she was confronting him, he had no idea what the situation was, why she was upset, and she had already gotten to the outcome that she wanted. So he's like, like I got no response because I don't know what's going on. And then she would keep doing it. So she would take that and she would feed that. Well, he didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know I was struggling with this. So she would keep feeding these kind of inaccurate summaries back into her next question. And it would just build and build and build, right? To the point where the recommendation was, you guys are done. You need to move on.
Right.
Right. So yeah, it was
And I can
Interesting.
see that, like having a third party. It's the same thing as having a lawyer that you're going and talking to. Like, I just want to check things out, right? Or, you know what? Even a psychologist who's there, I'm there for you, right? I'm here to support you. I don't know your spouse. I don't know oh man, that doesn't sound good, right?
Yeah.
So that validation. So yeah, it's about having the hard conversations. I think that's the big problem with the technology is we can hide behind it and avoid a lot of these tough conversations. It sounds like she was bringing it to him, but not ever really working together or coming to any sort of conclusion with him,
Yeah. The
right?
way it was
So,
presented, and again, this is one author's take on the situation, so who knows? And it could be inflated for views, but she was coming to him with statements of fact as she saw it, not as we need to address a problem. Right.
right.
So there was no outcome for him other than just acceptance because she had already gone through the process herself without him. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that was the part that he was like, yeah, how do I fight back against that? So,
So I know we know effective communication. I mean, it's being able to listen to the other person and validate the other person and whatever they bring. Using I statements, I'm feeling this way, not blaming. It's not, you aren't paying attention to me and you aren't doing this. It's just, I'm feeling really overwhelmed with the amount of dishes I need
yeah.
to do,
Yeah.
right? Or whatever that is. And this is what I'm really needing, right? How can we work together, right? So it's being able to have that. I think the big thing is not waiting for things to blow up. It's be proactive, have every week. I mean, we've talked about family meetings, but maybe it's every week we as partners sit down and just have our debrief.
Yeah.
Tell me the good, the bad, the ugly, what you're looking forward to, what you need help with. Being proactive and being in communication like that all the time is so important. We can do that with our kids, with our family, with coworkers,
Yep.
whatever that is. It's maintaining that contact. And I would just say, get off of the internet. Get off of Google, Dr. Google. I mean, that's just a problem too. It doesn't matter if it's AI or Google or whatever you're searching. There's algorithms. You're going to be taken down a deep, dark
Yeah.
tunnel, right? Like,
And every time you put something into Google that's a symptom, I can save you the search. You're going to die. It's cancer or it's AIDS. So just go see a real doctor.
is AIDS still a thing?
Yeah. I think though might be testing a cure for it somewhere
Oh.
overseas. Yeah.
And I heard they've got a cure for breast cancer. I still can't remember what it
It's
is.
still years away. Those things are still years away is the unfortunate part, right? So they've discovered something, but now they got to go through all the clinical testing, which takes forever.
Yeah.
Unless you believe that they expedited the COVID vaccines because they're fake and whatever, in which case there is no clinical testing. It's a different soapbox altogether.
Alrighty.
To your earlier point though, I think the key part of this is get offline.
Yeah.
Right? Like all good relationships are built face to face. All good relationships are built one on one, right? And because there's nuances to those interactions that help forge the foundation of the relationship that are just as good as the internet is at shrinking distance. It doesn't create bonds the same way, right? As much as in-person face-to-face does. So you need to balance that. And so take that even a step further. If you're bringing something online into a relationship, it is going to alter that relationship in a way that you might not intend it to, right? So it's really important to kind of steer clear of that as much as you can, right?
Right. And we got to know, like, chat, it actually is concerning that people are using chat for information because it hallucinates information. It will give you really good sounding sources that are actually fake. And it's wrong. I mean, this morning I was using it just because I'm making this brain book and I just wanted diagrams of brains so that, it's like not copyrighted. It was wrong. It looked really good, really detailed brains, and it sounded official. But if you're not an expert in that area, you don't necessarily know. And fortunately, I know the brain. I'm like, that is not right at all.
Yeah. Why does that brain have an antenna? Yeah.
Like, yeah, but even just, it was just talking about the part of the cortex, but it was like pointed at the cerebellum. And it was just, anyways.
Classic mix up.
Ventromedial cortex. Yeah,
No.
it was down at the cerebellum. it's wrong. It's flat out wrong.
Yeah.
And so, but even information too, I, will ask for certain things like for social media, and it's giving me like for social media posts, and it's just faulty information.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
You have to validate. If you're going to use it for anything specific, you have to validate,
Yeah.
right? And so, not that I would ever say that you should be doing anything relationship based on it. The same logic would apply though, right? You can't accept it at face value. You have to apply critical thinking to it to see if it's valid. If not, it's no different than some dude on Facebook saying the earth is flat, right? Like it's legitimately the same level if you don't truly dig into it. Don't take it at face value, right? And for the most part, just keep it out of relationships, right? And keep it out of your kids' hands. I think that's the big thing that's more it AI as a tool in the background to facilitate things is unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable because the intuitiveness that it can demonstrate can replicate certain people aspects of a process and it makes it efficient and better and whatever. People take it too far and start replicating the people themselves. And that's where it becomes an issue where you gotta be like, you gotta be careful. Like there's an amazing video that I watched where there's programs out there, all AI driven, where it can create fully responsive AI agents. And everybody's run into an AI agent in a chat. This was literally, it called the guy, he spoke to it, he changed aspects of the information he was feeding, and it took it, integrated it, and responded back appropriately because it wasn't scripted, right? It's unbelievable when you think of that. It's just, but there's a cost to that, right? And it does. It can only replicate versions of what it can compile data on, and that's not what people are. So you always have to keep that at the forefront.
Yeah. And just one last thing. I mean, I don't even know anymore if this is a thing, but one thing that I often do when I used to work with couples for couples counseling, I mean, one of the first questions I always asked is, how did you meet? Boys, the answer changed so much in the past 20 years because it's all online now. It's all through dating apps now. So I'm like, that's kind of tricky. But because I just think of us. I mean, we knew each other for years before we actually ended up remotely on the plane of dating.
Yeah, like I stalked you for a long time before you even knew I was around.
Not true, but that's okay. But even then, like it was, think of the months and months that we put in before we ever got to the point of you asking me.
Well, and it was the little interactions, right? Like it wasn't a ton. Like we'd see each other a few minutes here, a few minutes there, and then it got to be a bit bigger, and then it built over time. And that online stuff and AI stuff is great at shrinking that, but those are necessary, right? Those are that's the nuance of relationship building that you can't replicate.
And that's what I usually go back to is those early days. How did you meet? How did you start dating or getting to know each other before you dated? And then once you were dating, like, what was your courtship like? What were you doing? Somewhere along the way, we lose those things.
Yeah.
Right. I think of even us. We don't do the things that we used to do. Like we would surprise each other at work. You used to bring me like London fogs or something like that, right? Or those little texts throughout the day. We do some of those things, but not to the same extent. So it's going back to those basics. If you're in a relationship, it's what were those things that you did for each other in those early courting days that you can bring back to life? It's the little seeds. It's not the big week, awesome getaway to fall in love again. It's those everyday little things that you were doing with each other, for each other, right? To build, and that's what we need, is to develop those roots again. So we got to plant those seeds.
Well, and you got to foster that, right? Like you have to. So
and that AI is not going to do that for you.
It's not. It'll tell you where to find the seeds or 30 great ideas on what seeds to plant, right? But that's it. It's not really going to replace any of that. So you always got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent
AI generated podcast today. Sound really real.
I need to go get some real food because I'm actually feeling nauseous and I think I need.
It's because we're in a hot closet.
Yeah. And I need more than, sugary brownie.
All right.
Good day.
Good day.